Find out on the main event tonight.
And welcome back to Subiaco. Magnificent day in Perth. Arguably a little bit too hot for football for the Mitsubishi Motors ground report. Let's go to John Rogers.
Thanks very much, Pete. Yes, it is quite warm down here. The Mitsubishi Motors weather gauge shows that the temperature is currently 28.1 degrees. Humidity 65%. The winds west-northwest, light at the moment, but they're expected to freshen to the tune of about 30 to 40 kilometres an hour late in the afternoon. And if that's the case, it'll favour the city end by about 5 goals. The ground is extremely firm at the moment, so that won't present the players with any problems. A couple of changes in both sides. Paul Pios has come in for the injured Chris Main-Waring. He will start on the wing. And as far as Essendon are concerned, Cransberg is playing and Shane Hurd will play in the middle.
Kevin Sheedy up to his old tricks. 2 changes in the Bombers lineup. Not really unexpected, though. The West Australian Football League had its last home and away match yesterday. To check on the waffle update, here's Grant Retallick.
After a dismal season, South Fremantle are already looking to next year. Later this week, the club is expected to name Big Bad Mal Brown as replacement for current coach Steve Hargrave. Mal Brown is the man who once struck fear into the hearts of both players and reporters.
Why'd you pull him off? Have you spoken to the umpire yet?
He was never afraid to speak out.
I couldn't care less who I've offended, because those people must start opening their mind up and taking it in the context it was. If they don't like it, stiff luck.
It got him into trouble more than once, this time forced to parade the streets of Perth in a bikini.
I'll tell you what, it's very embarrassing. It's lucky I've got a good figure.
The Bulldogs hope Big Mal can reignite the player's desire. His last stint with the club lasted 7 years. He took them to 3 successive grand finals, winning the flag in 1980. More than a decade later, maybe Big Mal has mellowed, or maybe the best is yet to come. And also looking for the best is the West Australian Football League. They recently announced plans for a new coaching program to take the league through the 90s and beyond.
In essence, we would like the WAFL coach of the future, the typical WAFL coach of the future, to be an AFL standard coach who's employed on a full-time basis. Not only to coach the team, but to be responsible for the general development of players in the zone, the identification of talent.
Many of the clubs already have quality coaches. Claremont under Gerard Neesham have again emerged as the big power this season. Further down the ladder, 3 clubs have fought to claim 5th spot and a place in the finals. The concept of a top 5 was tried for the first time this season. Perth's Ken Armstrong is one coach not entirely happy with the concept.
It does worry me in an elite comp that we go to 5, really. And that might sound a bit strange because it's given us more than an even chance, I guess, to some extent. But I think I'm traditionally a 4-man, I suppose.
Even so, there was an exciting battle for 4th and 5th place, ensuring the top 5 concept would remain. In yesterday's final round, 6th place Perth had to beat bottom team West Perth to have any chance of making the finals. They did their bit, beating the Falcons by 34 points. Perth then had their fingers crossed, hoping either East Perth or East Fremantle would lose their matches. Both teams obliged, East Perth going down to league leaders Claremont by 46 points, while East Fremantle fell 36 points short of Swan Districts. Not only had the Sharks lost the match, but were the side pushed out of the top 5 by Perth. So a look at the ladder. Claremont, Subiaco, Swan Districts, Perth and East Perth will contest the finals. They start next Sunday with a double-header at Subiaco. Perth will play East Perth in the elimination final and Subiaco against Swan Districts in the qualifying final. Grant Retallick for 7 Sport.
Latest on the West Australian Football League from Grant Retallick. The umpires this afternoon are Rowan Soares and Brian Sheehan, 2 of the most experienced men in whites. Back with the bounce of the ball after this.
When it's right, well, you know it. Look, we've all got egos.
And this week, a Just Jeans exclusive. Pure cotton polos, less than 30 bucks. The classic shirt, under 40 bucks. And of course, jeans, the choice is yours. All these for under 60 bucks. All this week at Just Jeans.
Just Jeans.
This is the new French knit massage seat cushion from Bumper to Bumper. Its unique concave convex design allows maximum air circulation for year-round no sweat driving comfort. And its 90 special massage convex balls help ease the tensions of everyday driving. Oh, and if you're considering buying the French knit massage cushion from Bumper to Bumper as a Father's Day gift, there's something else you should know. Its high-density, heavy-duty foam construction will give any dad years of relaxed driving.
Getting warmer. No, cold.
You haven't thrown it in the rubbish again. I told you, we keep the empty Dynamo bottle.
But when things are old, you chuck them out, surely.
Careful. Dynamo liquid comes in a refill pack. When the bottle's empty, you refill it. I'm trying to save money. Look.
I like this game. Cold again.
Save money with new Dynamo liquid refill.
Off interstate this week? All over Australia, thrifty businessmen know the smart way to save money. Feel the power of the big V6 motor. Experience the luxurious interior of the fantastic new Mitsubishi Verada. And everyone in the thrifty fleet has been fitted with a state-of-the-art hands-free car phone. And as a special introductory offer, you can drive the new Mitsubishi V6 Verada from as little as $90. Yes, $90 a day. So, don't pay more. Be smart. Be thrifty. See you at the airport.
Is that him? Yep, that's him. Hey, Dad!
Yeah? Oh, hang on a second, you can't speak.
Listen, never mind about that. Hey, have you got a good driving record? Have you?
Well, yes. Impeccable, as a matter of fact, but...
Well, do you think you can keep it up until I get my licence?
Well, yes, but...
Well, good, because if you're insured with double AMI and you're a rating 1 driver, you can put me onto your policy and I can drive your car. Ha ha, your car.
Really?
Yeah, and then when I get my own car, I'll have built up a no-claim discount from double AMI. And with all the money I'm saving, I'll be able to insure the Ferrari. Oh, no.
Ferrari? What Ferrari?
For details, call double AMI on 833 3444.
With only this much tyre between you and the road, wouldn't you be safer on Bridgestone?
At Subiaco, we welcome Ian Robertson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pete. What a beautiful day for a game of football. Maybe a little bit too warm, but certainly Essendon can't complain after some of the days that they've been playing on over there in Melbourne.
And Rowan Shaw's Brian Sheehan, as I mentioned, the men in white this afternoon. Robbo, who are you going for?
Oh, I think the Eagles will win, Peter. I expect Essendon to make it a very, very competitive game. Their place in the finals is at stake, and they've got another hard game next week against Hawthorn. So they'll be trying as hard as they possibly can. And they've gone for a couple of experienced players in Hurd and Kransberg to come into the team at the expense of Chris Danaher, which was a big joke, treated like that in Melbourne in the press on Friday. And young Hills, who is an up-and-comer, but still very much a youngster.
Roscoe?
It's hard to look past the Eagles there, and just looking at their lineup too, Peter, they've got Long and Kickett on that full forward line, supplementing or complementing Simon Madden.
Well, Tim Watson won the toss and elected to kick right. The windsock, if anything, appears to be favouring the other end, but it's not too much of a wind at the moment, rather a breeze. First quarter from Subiaco, round 23, the penultimate round of season 1991. The Bombers going right, and the Eagles left. Salmon, first hit out. Going through solidly, Lewis. Kemp offloaded, good hip and shoulder. Wanganeen to left half forward for Essendon. Kickett gets the front position, runs into trouble. Hand pass over the top. Eagles of plenty. Pios, a lead inclusion. McKenna. Pios did so well last week, playing on Gary Ayres. And Wilson, he was playing at full forward when Sumic left the ground last week. Long kick, might even bounce through and won't. Bounced at right angles. Sumic didn't get a good bounce. He might get a kick at it. He does. Langdon in front, outmarked by Paul Salmon. Salmon goes for the hand pass. Mark taken by Izard just up in the back pocket. Bombers going against the slight breeze in the first quarter. And as John Rogers mentioned, the ground particularly hard. And Wanganeen would have felt that then. Waters comes over the top of him. Won't be a free kick. He was looking for one. The boundary umpire will throw it back into play.
Should have gone long too, Pete. Some of them made a good lead from centre half forward.
Boundary throw in, about 70 metres around. Salmon taps down again. Thompson, close to the boundary line, keeps the ball in play, kicks to centre wing. Irving. Now there is a free kick. going the Eagles' way, and Irving will be the recipient of it.
Yeah, it was the only chance that Essendon had to try and stop that fellow from marking, and he directs play to the opposite side of the ground where Pios marks. Long kick by Pios in towards full forward. Essendon have got the numbers. Considine, hand pass goes to no one in particular. They're under a little bit of pressure. Johnston gets the handball to Watson, and Watson comes clear of half-back. He's got a paddock in front of himself. After 3 bounces, he runs close to the centre. Kicks to centre forward. O'Donnell misses it. Madden, he's going to be a thorn in the Eagles side up there. Big, tall, high marking forward. Long with pace. Left, right, and back to left. Short pass is effective. Wanganeen marks in front of Kemp.
Good option too by Long. He was going to turn around and go to the square, but there was no one there. Picked out a very good play there in Wanganeen. He's within range too, Robbo.
You think he can kick the distance, Ross?
I think so. He got good protection from the stand on his right-hand side and directly in front of him, so he should get that.
Wanganeen, one of the real potential stars of the future in AFL football. From just inside 50, and gets onto it, kicks it to the front of the square, marking contest, kick it over his shoulder, on the line. It's helped through by Don Pike. So the first score of the match is a behind to Essendon, and it's been a very, very entertaining start.
Shane Hurd brought into the side. He's picking up Chris Lewis as we expected, and O'Donnell and Turley on each other, two very good players.
It's really like a final. Finals atmosphere here. Ball just kept in play by McIntosh. The boundary throw in 60 metres out from the Essendon goal.
It's a big job for McIntosh on Madden, isn't it?
Oh, he's had some big jobs, but...
he's done them well, hasn't he?
Yes, only way to learn.
Buick had a great season. Watson kicks from a standing start. Options are plenty. Madden marks. Oh, was that 50?
It was a good mark too, Peter, running with the flight of the footy. He knew something was coming, but just committed himself to watch this again. Get back he goes. McIntosh on the wrong side of the footy there.
Well, Ross, I've got to ask you again, is that 50 metres?
Well, if there's no 15 metres, if there's going to be a penalty, it's got to be 50. It's a bit tiggy though, isn't it?
Well, it could have been, but I guess the player coming at him, Irving, if he doesn't stand his ground, Malthouse...
He can't step out of the way. He can't step out of the way. He could have played on. That's right. That's exactly right.
So Madden, the kick with the left foot, 35 metres out. He's off target. And so the second behind of the quarter coming up to Essendon. And Simon Madden, generally a pretty reliable kick.
That may give you an idea of what the wind is doing down that end, Peter. Just swirling a little bit, and Madden not allowing to by kicking to the right.
So 2 behinds to the Bombers. Salmon knocked away by Irving. Watson. Oh, is that too high? O'Donnell got the hand pass away pretty quickly. Ball still 50 metres out from the Essendon goal. Waters over the top of Irving to no one in particular. Finally picked up by Turley, and Turley kicks to centre wing.
Good mark taken there by Jackson in front of Terry Danaher. Jackson's kick to the 50-metre line. Marking contest, and really in the finish it was a little too easy for Considine, Ross.
It wasn't a good kick. He pointed to Wilson to go to the centre forward to kick to the flank.
Danaher marks defensive side of the centre. Hand pass goes wide to the runner in Izard. He's going to be run down by Matera. Watson's under pressure. Bouncing ball. Well done, Timmy Watson. Just gets his foot to the ball. Chance for Izard. He in turn kicks it in towards the centre. Essendon are going to go forward. Johnston away. O'Donnell up towards full forward. McIntosh in front of Madden. Long at the back with pace. Pushed off the football by McKenna. He's a tremendous defender. There's McIntosh, and he takes it over for a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket for the Bombers.
Good pressure there by Kickett too on McIntosh. He was about to get the handball out. That pressure at the last minute by Kickett kept the ball in the forward line.
Interesting, Ross, that Watson would win the toss and kick to the right-hand end. And done all the attacking so far, Essendon. Turley under pressure. McIntosh bounces it and runs around the player playing, and the kick goes away, and it's marked at just on the 50-metre line by Waterman. Waterman's long kick to centre wing. No one home for the Eagles, and Salmon marks, and they are going to be the 2 players, Salmon on the ball and Madden at full forward. If Essendon are to win, they have to be key players. Anderson in front of Kemp. The ball there to be won, and it's won by Pios. Pios goes for the hand pass. Push in the back. The kick may go down the ground. No, it's going to come back. It's Somerville push in the back on Pios, and Pios will take the free kick back near the centre bounce.
So, Robert, there was a round going down there with Hurd and Lewis. They were at it for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Ball into the centre. O'Donnell
too high for Buick. Somerville can't quite bend down far enough. McKenna or taps it on, nearly a throw. Waters, short kick. Pios in everything so far. Comes down to Matera, who kicks to half forward. That's about as far as he's going. Wallace out to Watson, who's having a brilliant first term, certainly leading by example. Timmy Watson, here goes another of his famous runs. He's still going. Great stuff from Watson. The veteran kicks to full forward, long, doesn't get a favourable bounce. There is a whistle.
See, that's ordinary because it was good use of the body by Long there. I thought it was play on. And Rowan saw as the umpire saw it as, here we are, Long just used his body, almost held his ground. And the fact that Worsfold went to ground made it look worse.
Jakovic, short of right half-back flank. Kicks to Irving. Irving too tall. Irving from right half-back. Wind basically at the moment across the ground, and that's where it's taken it out of bounds. Jackson has the ball. It's just inside. The umpire has paid it. Wilson and Thompson. Now it's out of bounds. Crowd out there basking in brilliant sunshine for this round 23 encounter.
Kevin Sheedy's put a lot of his real hard men in this team for a big contest here at the Subiaco Oval.
Salmon doing well, hacked away by Considine from midair, and have to wait on the boundary umpire for this one. Bounces right on the line.
Mark Thompson, players like him, back into the side.
Yeah, Hurd
Very
particularly
good goer.
obviously picks him for a certain reason, and picking up Lewis is the reason why he's on the side.
Somerville and Jakovic, Irving both go down. It's going to be a West free kick. It is Jakovic. Started well last week on Chris Mew, but Mew finished up being one of Hawthorn's best players with 18 kicks.
Kransberg warming up too, Pete.
Here they come again. Matera from Langdon kicks to full forward, and Thompson will see the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Dean Wallace playing at fullback on Peter Sumich is electing just to play man-to-man, not watching the footy very much. He'll have to be careful as he away free kicks.
Boundary thrown in the right forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. Salmon behind. Jackson doing the ruck work. Ball comes towards Heady. Kick off the ground by Johnston. Back in towards the centre, Pios, who's been prominent early. But that kick is a shocker by Paul Pios. Goes over on the full. A free kick to Essendon in the back pocket.
Yes, and a change there by Kevin Sheedy for team balance in the forward line. Kransberg has come on and gone to centre half forward, and Somerville's off. There's too many big players down there with Somerville and Madden, so Somerville is off.
And McIntosh is picking up Kransberg, so who's just back on Madden?
Jakovic.
Jakovic, is it? And the ball forced over the boundary line, but a free kick picked out, and it's going to Salmon at half-back. He plays on quickly, the drop punt kick, gets good distance towards the wing, picked off there by Pios. Another possession of that player. He's had about 7 already. In the centre of the ground, it's got to be 1. Kemp, Anderson goes after it with determination and gets the ball clear, and Buick will mark and run on. Outside 50, Buick kicks into the square. Oh, it's a shocker. Off the side of his boot and out on the full. Free kick back there to be taken by Waterman.
So they were set up there too, Robbo, weren't they? Kick, it was all sitting there plumb, ready for that pass.
So an opportunity for the Bombers. Goes begging. Waterman's kick back towards the wing. No mark taken. Punched back towards the wing. O'Donnell and Turley. Good pressure by the West Coast Eagles player. Kick comes in from Anderson. It's marked by Worsfold. Plays on. Handball into the centre. Bouncing ball awkward. Still awkward. Chance now for Wanganeen. What a talented young player he is. Round onto the right foot. Kicks it wide to the pocket. Watson can't mark. Chance for Izard. Off the ground, may have been in danger. Bombers go forward through Kransberg. Shot for goal by Peter Kransberg. Looks pretty good.
Great kick.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth.
Peter Kransberg kicking first goal of the match, and the Bombers leading by 8 points. They've had most of the footy so far. Pios, well tackled. Irving out at the centre this time for the Eagles. He kicks basically to centre wing, right across the ground, and the ball bounces. It's there to be won. Heady misses it. Anderson does it. Thompson looks for options. Certainly ran his full distance. Kicks to the right half forward flank. And the ball not kept in play. Worsfold, I think, can go for the boundary line.
And in the finish, not a bad kick, Ross. Yes, it was a good kick. That's exactly right. Had no options at all.
McMullen on the left hasn't had a run so far, and Peter Somerville, replaced only moments ago by Cransberg, who got that knockout. O'Donnell, fresh air shot. McKenna offloaded. O'Donnell, second chance. Off the ground in front of Anderson and Kemp. Waters. Langdon. Oh, brilliant mark in front of Considine. Lewis looks for options. Back to Langdon. On to Matera. Over the top. Wilson loves a goal. 48 metres out. The Eagles' first score comes up to number 9, Peter Wilson, and it is one behind.
Ross, is it very difficult down there at ground level with a swirling breeze? It is a bit, Robbo, because the grandstand on our right-hand side of the screen does block it off, and once it gets to the middle of the ground, it does swirl a bit.
So Wallace to kick in for Essendon. Big job on Peter Sumic. With, of course, Flood and Anthony Danaher recognised top defenders at Essendon out injured. Free kick may go here to Thompson, or is it going the other way?
Shepherding against Thompson there, Pete.
It's going to Wilson. Gets it moving quickly to the speedy Matera. Past Wanganeen, not a well-directed kick, and Terry Danaher, the veteran, 300-plus games, goes to the back pocket and finds Anderson.
Anderson is outside 50 metres, so he's about 2 kicks from the West Coast Eagles goal. Gee, the shocking kick kicks is 4 or 5. And Pike marks forward of the wing. Got a player in the pocket. Leading was Heady. Holding on. Holding?
Yes.
Against Wallace, is it?
Yep. That's what I mentioned before. He's got his eyes on Sumic all the time. Or is it Langdon? It's going to Langdon.
Well, the free kick's certainly going to the Eagles.
Well, it's now Sumic.
And it's being taken by Sumic.
Against Wallace there, Robert, for holding on. Initially, Langdon looked to take the free kick.
Well, you mentioned just about half a minute ago, Ross, that he's going to be maybe 2 Sumic conscious.
Yes.
8 free kicks to the Eagles, 1 to Essendon. Peter Sumic from the free kick, 20 metres out, directly in front. Shouldn't miss this. Lovely kick, Sumic, straight through the centre.
When you first buy a home, you don't really own very much of it, do you? But if you have a Westpac home loan, you can own more of your home much sooner. You can reduce the term of your loan without increasing the amount of your repayments. You can even vary your loan at any time to suit your changing circumstances. Just talk to your Westpac branch about these and other ways you can own your home sooner.
You can bank on us.
So a point of difference after that free kick going to Peter Sumic, and that was a gift. Salmon goes at it. Chance for the Bombers to go forward again. Wanganeen. Madden has it knocked away by Jakovic, and again kicks it away from Kickett. Long may get there first just inside the boundary. He does. Worsfold in the road to take the mark.
Holdhouse has made the change too. He's got McKenna on Long now, and Waterman's gone back on to Kickett.
Oh, Long got a fingernail to it. It rebounds to Watson. Low trajectory kick. Didn't make it very easy for Kickett. Worsfold again does the tidying up work on to McKenna. 2 defenders who've had magnificent years. Wanganeen, what a great steal. Could have been a free kick for an attempt at trip. And
not only kicking, McKenna was wanting to handball, knowing that the player was under pressure. He should have kicked, but he had no one to kick to. Watch this here. He's looking to handball and run on again, get the 2 play. And then Wanganeen too clever. And that kick just going the distance, but well done.
Only a metre over the distance.
Centimetre.
It was very close, wasn't it?
So Matt, he'd be very keen to make amends for missing one earlier. He may have missed another one. He has. Well, you won't see that happen too often.
And they're costly, I think, in very, very important games like this. You must nail the opposition early. And Simon's had 2 chances, missed them both.
And normally he's a very good kick from that distance.
He is, isn't he?
My word.
So it may prove costly in the overall wash-up. 2 kicks by Simon Madden from round about 40 metres that didn't find the mark. Good mark taken down there by McIntosh. From right half back, kicks to centre wing. Lofty kick, Watson and Turley. Turley again, better, quicker to recover. Matera off the ground, and he finds Brett Heady on right centre wing.
Heady's kick across his body is good. Wilson went too hard at it in the finish, and Thompson tidies up for Essendon. Turley! Oh, he flew high, but O'Donnell is able to gather his senses and gets the hand pass away to Izzard, and Bombers will come forward. Izzard's kick into the pocket. Kickett can't mark. Waterman, that could be a free kick. No, play on, don't believe it.
Cransburg will have another shot. Madden can't quite mark. Ball will be tidied up. McKenna, handball away to Kemp. Eagles out of trouble. Lovely kick by Kemp, finds Pios at half-back. And boy, the intensity was there with the Bomber attack. Pios into the centre. Langdon gets away there from Considine, and Langdon marks. Plays on quickly. Lovely long kick to the left half-forward area. Punched away. Terry Danaher drops what he should have taken. Wilson gets the handball away. Jackson, lazily, in towards full forward. Subic marked brilliantly in front of Wallace, and it was a good kick in the finish.
It was going away from him too, Robbo, so Subic made great ground to get there. Wallace had given up. It was going away. Watch this ball goes from right all the way. It was fading away from Subic. Good pace then. Good grab.
Peter Subic has kicked one. A chance to put the Eagles in front. We've got 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Perfect conditions at Subiaco. The windsock on the far side indicating that the wind may be at Peter Subic's back. Gets the kick away, a long one, but hooks it, which is a bit of a trademark of his, Ross, isn't it?
Well, from that kick there, Robbo, he should have been aiming for the left-hand goal post. It's hard to see from where we are here, but certainly looked from the end result from that kick, he didn't aim far enough left.
Essendon by a point, and Terry Danaher will kick the ball back into play.
9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. A good kick by Danaher. It's a good 60 metres. Salmon in front, takes the mark.
That was rather arrogant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tall, isn't it?
The fish from left half back to centre wing. Langdon punches down. O'Donnell. Langdon again. Considine comes in to lend a hand, and umpire Rowan Saws will bounce the footy. Still 8 free kicks to 1 in favour of the Eagles. Buick, and didn't really have too many options. Ball just beating Gary O'Donnell over the boundary line. So a handy start by Essendon. They lead by 1 point, but I guess they really should be further in front. Knocked down by Cransburg. There's their only goal kicker so far. Irving off the ground. I think he'll leave it for the speedier Matera, and does. Jackson thought about going off. Boy, is he off now? Danaher will make sure he pays for the mistake.
He's paying 50 now, the umpire, Brian Sheen.
Well,
he must have said the mark was paid, and then obviously didn't think he was playing on, and then of course with Danaher carrying on.
But it didn't stop the player. The player had slipped over. I mean, that's Terry Danaher's got every reason to.
Here we go again, the replay. The mark there by Jackson,
who looks as though he's going to play on.
And he's gone over the mark, and obviously the umpire said because he's gone over the mark, it's 50 metres. Now it's pretty harsh, very harsh.
Oh, dear me.
Well, the Eagles have already got 1 gift goal to Subic. They've got 2 now.
Friday the 30th of August is Red Nose Day. Buy your Red Nose at any participating BP service station and help the National Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Council fight cot death.
Monday only, all stock 15% off at Spotlight. 15% off Manchester curtain fabrics, dress fabrics, haberdashery, craft and wool. Personal shopping only, Monday only, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 15% off all stock at Spotlight.
14 plays 9. The Eagles by 5 points. Back into the centre. Salmon doing well. O'Donnell to Long. Can Essendon get the quick reply that they now obviously want? Worsfold, great mark, gutsy effort, plays on quickly. Waterman kicks outside 50, and Pios takes the juggling mark.
Pios at half-back. It was another poor kick by Long. Had plenty of time to steady and deliver it to the forward line. Kick back towards the vacant wing. Johnston, handball looking for Wanganeen. Salmon's tap-on wasn't bad. Watson won't get through there. Wanganeen's a chance. And can break the tackle and get away, and kicks it. Lewis dumps him, kick down the ground.
Well done, Robbo. Lewis committed himself, but he could have not tackled him in that fashion. He got there just after the ball had been kicked by Wanganeen, but he continued on with the tackle. Free kick down the field. Cransburg now has gone to full back on Subic. Wallace has gone off.
You want to back Madden here?
Well, I'll tell you what,
if he doesn't learn from the previous two.
Want to make the distance.
That's true. Madden from right on 50, floating kick into the square. Eagles a chance to get clear. Matera, who covers some territory. Left foot kick's been his best so far. He's had a few tries at the right. Been ordinary. Handball by Pios to McIntosh. Eagles out of trouble. Long kick, floats by McIntosh to centre-half forward. Comes to the back, Kransberg on the unnatural side, the right, but not bad. The kicker towards the centre. Picked off by Buick. Will the ball bounce? It does. The kick is a shocker. Pios back there, and he takes it over for a boundary throw.
Actually, Robbo, now Kransberg's come back to the half-forward line. It's Anderson, Greg Anderson at fullback.
Well, he's chopping and changing.
Yep.
There was some comment that he makes more changes than any other coach. Eagles get clear through Kent from half-back, but Terry Danaher is doing a reasonable job across that half-back line, marked safely on his chest.
Good job between here and Jackson.
Short kick, and it's marked by Hurd, who was named as an emergency, but came into the side at the expense of Hills, and Kransberg came in for Chris Danaher. Madden held,
yes,
and Madden will take the free kick against Jakovic. Not far enough back from the man on the mark at this stage, I wouldn't think.
He should try Torby. All his other drop punts have been no good. He's going to try one.
And he gets onto it. Not a bad kick. Right to the goal line. It's helped over. Through for a rush behind to Essendon. So the score, with 6 minutes left, 2-2 West Coast, 1-4 Essendon.
Just under 6 minutes left in the term. McKenna marking in front of Watson, who had a particularly good first 15 minutes in this match here this afternoon. That's out of bounds after that marking contest, close to centre wing, next to the interchange players gate here at Subiaco.
For that reason too, Pete, you just mentioned, McKenna is now picking up Watson. 5 and 3 Tim Watson has had. 5 kicks, 3 handballs.
Salmon taps down. Turley, well caught, gets the hand pass to Kemp, back to Worsfold. Worsfold kicks into the man on the mark. 2 Essendon players are there. It's picked up by Bradley Plain, who looks really different in a short-sleeved jersey. First time I've seen him with one, and he's coming straight off the ground. Somerville coming back on.
Yeah, good effort by Turley. His kick was smothered, but he went back after it and then effected a great smother on that Bradley Plain kick.
Mansberg now on McIntosh. Kevin Sheedy moving his players around like chess pieces at the moment. Rucks go at it. Irving, a quick kick out of the pack, comes up towards the centre square area. Pios met heavily. Wanganeen, a quick hand pass on to McMullen, who's slung. Ball goes a mile in the air. Worsfold gets underneath it. Kick it a right. Slated marks. Great grab.
Yes. He really committed himself. He'd come from about 20 metres away with that ball high in the air, and he really went at the footy. Here he comes. Waterman had conceded, didn't go with him. They allowed Worsfold to go, the Eagles. Good mark by kicker.
Now will he go the talk like Simon Madden? It's similar distance. He's directly in front. He has. He's got onto it. The accuracy will wait on the goal umpire. One behind again. Well, this may prove costly for the Bombers. They've had probably 65 to 70% of the play on their forward line, and their tally is 1-5 to 2-2. So no justice in that.
It's a free kick for holding on in that huddle there too. Brian Shen, the umpire, picking out kick. It was hanging on to Waterman.
And Waterman takes the free kick from half-back. Pios the target. Izard has it knocked away from him by Matera. McMullen. Quick hand pass. Back to Izard. Offloads it again. Considine. Kicks to half-forward. Mark taken by Johnston. Johnston in towards the 10-metre square. Marking contest. None paid by the umpire. Quick hand pass. Back to Waterman. Came from Jakovic. Buick lies on it. Crowd looking for a free kick.
I don't believe it. That is absolutely ridiculous.
He hit the ball out.
But Daryn Buick was held earlier. I was waiting for him to get a free kick. Brian Sheen has made 2 absolute blinders in decisions.
What is off? Lamb on, Robbo, sorry.
50 metres against Terry Danaher earlier for an Eagles goal, and that one are ridiculous. The Eagles will get clear now. The Lewis hand pass to Worsfold, and all of a sudden the ball is at half-forward. That should be a free kick to the Eagles, but none forthcoming. Rowan saws the umpire at that end of the ground. Essendon under pressure. Anderson does pretty well. Gets it to Thompson. Thompson has the football underneath him. Handball wide. Anderson now. Langdon for the Eagles, but Anderson's kick goes back towards the centre. No mark taken. Lewis and Long were the 2 players at it. Now Worsfold the first to recover. He gets past Kransberg, but the jumper was held and the hand pass was astray. And it goes over, what is it, a free kick now?
Is he paying it to Matera?
Paying a free kick, yep.
Don't believe it.
No one on the mark.
Matera with no one on the mark runs up towards the 50-metre line. Short kick, Sumich marks. And I can tell you that the Eagles have had 11 free kicks to 3
and we still have 2 3/4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Well, Peter Sumich in his favourite pocket. He's probably backing from here to kick it. He's kicked one. It was the Eagles' first goal from free. And the crowd likes it. It's a goal.
With fabulous food and entertainment, something happens to people when they visit the new-look Britannia Inn. And now, the Britannia Inn offers not only the best of British hospitality, but also a new lighter bistro-style menu at a spiffing good price. The Britannia Inn. It'll bring out the Brit in you.
Which has actually had 3 opponents so far because Peter Kranjberg was standing next to him for a couple of minutes before Anderson went down there after Wallace was taken off. So that's not bad. 3 opponents in the first quarter. That's slightly high. Going Wanganeen.
He's playing quite well, Wanganeen, too.
50 metres.
Now, I can't work out what that was for, because it was Wanganeen who knocked the ball away from himself.
And then I think the other thing they paid it 2 for, Robbo, was Irving didn't come back on the mark quickly enough.
Well, that brings him within kicking distance. It's a pretty long ground, Subiaco. The 50 metres.
Hard to follow.
Very
technical.
Very
Gee
technical.
whiz.
And you pay the penalty so much. Oh, it does.
Be a vital goal for Essendon if he can convert. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Bombers trailing 1-5 to 3-2. He's missed it. 1-6 is their tally now. 1 behind indicates the goal umpire. So no justice in that. 7 effective scoring shots and they've got 1 goal on the board.
79 possessions to 78. Essendon's favour.
Well, they deserve a little bit better. Worsfold marks the kick in front of Kranjberg, who's kicked their only goal. It was his first kick when he came on. He sat the bench for the opening bounce. Pios in front, can't take the mark. Ball rebounds quickly, and that's out of bounds from Wayne Lamb. So the free kick, right on centre wing, will be taken by O'Donnell. O'Donnell kicks to half forward. Irving in front. Wanganeen robes it well. Oh, it's a high kick, real hospital job. Madden got a hand to it. Waterman looks for options and then goes for the short kick.
Kick is all right too. Finds Pios at centre half back. Pios, who's been a good player in the first term, coming in for Mainwaring. That's his 10th possession. Oh, there's a free kick surely against Considine on Langdon. And Considine, very ordinary there.
And Lamb, the player that's come on for Scott Waters, is picking up Tim Watson. That should be 50. Not paid.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Yep. Watson tried to avoid going across the mark, but got caught out.
So Langdon will come up close to the 50-metre line. It's inside 50 metres, so Rowan Saw's measuring that out.
And Robert, those last 2 infringements for 50 metres just show how much a bigger penalty you pay for such a small infringement.
Yeah, are you keen on that being sort of reduced a little bit, or?
Oh, reduced, my word.
It is a very severe thing, isn't it? Langdon now will shoot from about 40 metres out, and he kicks it very, very well. It just misses to the right. So that's Langdon's first score, up behind. And there's Michael Malthouse coming down to address his charges at quarter time. I think he'd be reasonably pleased. 3-3 to 1-6 with half a minute left. And the kick in. Anderson goes to the far side. It's a lovely long drop punt kick. Covers all players. First to get back is Pios. He's now on the wing. Lovely little left foot kick in short. Kemp runs away and kicks it to centre half forward. Anderson, handball away. Izard goes to Considine. Considine caught, gets the handball away. Salmon in a contest. Langdon, Kemp, Matera. No free kick given. Salmon, handball back. Chance now for Thompson. He's run down, the siren sounds. There was a free kick there again, maybe in the back, but it's not going to be taken. So at quarter time, the West Coast lead by 9 points. They're 3-3. Essendon are 1-6.
To build a vehicle of power and refinement requires great perseverance. Here is a car for those who admire similar qualities. partnership between Australia and Japan. The new Berada V6. Please consider.
Catch this. Harlequin music smashes the revolution. Its final vinyl sellout. Beatles, Stones, Rod Stewart, John Lennon, Ozzy Crawl struck out $6. Thousands of LPs run out from $3. Cassettes smashed to $5. Big hits on tape for $7. Doors, Led Zeppelin, Bette Midler all take a slide. Hop into these CDs, drop to $9. The Cure, Alice Cooper, Cold Chisel, Phil Collins, more Doors and Zeppelin at $15. Its final vinyl, cassette and CD sellout at Harlequin Indooroopilly. All right, catch it.
How would you like to fly for free? Ansett Australia introduces Ansett Frequent Flyer. Now you can earn points every time you fly with Ansett Australia or their partner airlines. Stay at participating hotels like Hyatt or Park Royal for more points. Hire an Avis car, more points. And use your Diners Club card for any purchase to earn even more points. Then you simply trade in your points for free air travel, free upgrades, free holidays, free car rental, free accommodation, or choose from the exciting merchandise in the Ansett Frequent Flyer catalogue. Start earning your points now by phoning 008 022 400 for instant membership. It costs just $30 to join. Ansett Frequent Flyer, Australia's richest airline award program. Join now.
Cleaning your car can be a time-consuming exercise, with exercise being the operative word. The car cleaning professionals come to you, to your home, work or office, and thoroughly clean your car inside and out. Choose from our range of cleaning services, like the $15 wash, windows and vacuum, the $25 mini detail that includes everything inside and out, and the works for only $45. That's a full detail with a complete super polish. Call the car cleaning professionals on 849-7566, and remember, we come to you.
If your car runs noisily and pollutes the air, there's one product that could put an end to it. Just like that. Wins Charge. It'll give your car's engine a new lease on life.
And at Subiaco, the West Coast Eagles leading by 9 points at the first change. 2 to Sumich, 1 to Jackson, and Peter Kransberg, the only goal kicker for Essendon. And a reminder, continuing tonight, the World Athletics Championships from Tokyo. Check your local guides for telecast details of the highlight packages each night. And a reminder, next Sunday, September 1, the men's marathon will be telecast as a Sports World special live. And coming soon, it is, of course, the AFL Final Series, and also on the sporting calendar, exclusive to 7 Sport, the Tui's 1000 live from Bathurst. Check your local guide for the details of our coverage. The other match being played today is at the Western Oval, Footscray and Melbourne. We're going to show you the scores now coming up on screen. If you don't wish to see them, look away. Here they are. Well, a very, very interesting first quarter. I dare say the coaches had plenty to say. To find out, here's John Rogers.
Yes, Pete, indeed they did. Kevin Sheedy, of course, critical, as you would imagine, of his players' effort in the forward line. He said we're getting plenty of the midfield use of the ball. He wasn't critical of that. He said you must finish off with goals. I believe Paul Salmon will be going to centre-half forward. Wait and see if that happens. Mick Malthouse was critical of his players in the back line. He said you can't afford the mix-up in defences, which nearly cost us a goal, citing Guy McKenna. Spoil if you can't, Mark. Punch the ball away, keep the pressure on, and keep the ball away from the Essendon big men. And he wants more system and more talking when they take the ball into their forward line. He wants this to be a big quarter.
OK, thanks, John. Ross Glendinning, Essendon's 1-6. Probably won't show up too much on the statistics, but they did have a lot of the footy.
Oh, you'd expect particularly players like Simon Madden to kick the goals. He had a couple of shots that he would normally get very easily and miss badly. To see Somerville now, look at those stats, it is very even there. The only big difference there is free kicks 12-5 favouring the Eagles. Somerville now is at centre-half forward, Salmon in the ruck and Simon Madden 2 full forward.
Pretty warm out there this afternoon. So it really is going to be a test of fitness and stamina.
Particularly, Pete, when you consider Essendon played last week in about 10 or 11 degrees at Waverley.
The second quarter now from Subiaco. The West Coast Eagles leading by 9 points. 3-3 to Essendon's 1-6. Salmon. McIntosh out of the centre for the Eagles, and the ball bounces to the boundary line, and Carl Langdon can't quite get there before it bounces over. So throw-in to take place again next to the interchange area. Essendon going to the left in the second quarter, and the Eagles to the right. Salmon and Langdon. Salmon a mile too tall. Lewis had it and then lost it, gets offloaded, free kick.
He got almost tripped there, Pete. I think free kick was for.
Too far out to score. 2 kicks from home. Anderson, will he get the bounce he wants? No, Thompson does. Pios gets a favourable bounce in front of McMullen, and he too is off target. So maybe the Eagles are going to have trouble kicking goals down at that end, as did the Bombers in the first quarter. 3-4 to 1-6.
His kicking all day has been poor. The first quarter, some of the players that are the better kicks on the ground have kicked very poorly.
Well, Greg Anderson kicked in magnificently late in the first quarter. Let's see what he can do here. That's certainly no exception. Irving, Salmon, Thompson. Gives it over to Salmon, who goes for a run, and well done, gets away from Irving. Kicks up towards Cransberg. Cransberg takes the mark on right centre wing.
Oh, well done, Paul Salmon. And Cransberg's kick, you've picked there. Considine dropped it, but he's able to recover. Gets the kick across his body to centre half forward. Eagles in front. McKenna drops what he should have taken. Ball is rebounded wide towards half forward on the left side. Kicker tries to tap it to his own advantage, but good play there by Waterman. Forces the ball over for a boundary throw in 50 metres from the Essendon goal. Bombers probably should have made a little bit more of the Cransberg possession wide at half forward. Up high, Somerville dispossessed. Ball there to be won at half forward. Another free kick to the West Coast Eagles, and it's going back there to McIntosh. Perhaps a push in the back, Ross, was it?
Taken too high, the umpire indicated.
McIntosh's kick to centre wing, holds up a little bit in the breeze. At the back head, he drops what he could have possibly taken. Johnston takes the ball over. Boundary throw in centre wing, and at the start of this second quarter, the West Coast have kicked it behind through Pios. They lead 3-4 to 1-6.
It's about a capacity crowd here this afternoon too, enjoying the footy. Terry Danaher kicks to half forward, not well delivered though. Worsfold, not much has got past him this afternoon. Kicks from the edge of the square. Danaher again, knocked away by Considine. Henny across his body. Out comes Subic. Jackson overruns it. Salmon doing some great work. And to his credit, got his tackle, and Matera nearly ran him down. This is Pike. Pike on centre wing, chips it in short, finds Henny again coming into his own in the second quarter. Gets past and around Johnston. Subic on a lead with Anderson. And Anderson does well. Langdon a little late with the tackle. Lamb and Watson. McKenna, good Shepherd. They met solidly, out of bounds in front of Michael Long. Boundary throw in centre wing out of side.
The McKenna attack on the player about to go after the ball. Do you think that's all right when the ball is 5 or 8 metres away?
Well, it's too far away. It's got to be within 5 minutes, Robert, if that's what you're querying.
Yes.
McMullen from Somerville's tap, but it's an Eagles ball. McIntosh sells the dummy to Watson. Shepherd again by Lamb, looks for Langdon, can't find him. Backup support from Jackson, who gives it to him right on the boundary line. Keeps the ball in play, no mark taken by Wilson. Anderson gets there first in front of Subic, doing a great job, Greg Anderson, and the ball bounces. It was nearly going out of bounds, but the umpires found a free kick.
Yeah, Subic pushed Anderson after he kicked the ball, Pete.
Well, I pose the question, Ross, would it be downfield?
Well, as he kicked it, it was done, so he was in the motion of kicking, so...
Obviously not. Greg Anderson take the kick pretty well from the back pocket. Seems to have the speed to match Subic. Oh, good mark taken by Irving, too tall.
That's what he hasn't done for a while, and he took 2 marks last week.
Somerville stands the mark. Dean Irving, too far out to score. Wilson sandwiched. Wanganeen will get there first from Wilson. No, the boundary line is too close. We'll see a throw in.
And Watson have played very well, Wanganeen and Watson, because Buick's been well tied up by Pike. And Izard has got the tagging job on Matera. So midfield, those two players, Wanganeen and Watson, have been very good.
And it's a good tussle between the coaches too, Ross.
Yes.
See Brennan and Watters on the bench. Both been good players for the Eagles throughout the season, but because of balance, here's Kemp. Snapshot into the square. Thompson, Courage, marks for the Bombers. Essendon under a little bit of pressure at the start of this second quarter. Hand passes away to Anderson. He's able to bounce. Shepherd by Thompson. Anderson's handball over the top to Terry Danaher. It's Going to be doubtful as to whether he can hang on in these oppressive conditions, but he's doing well early. Kickett marks. The floating ball was a little difficult, but Kickett took it pretty well and thumps it to the goal front. Madden back there. Can't mark, but quick was Jakovic. And back there to help out is Pike. Hand pass goes wide. Jakovic close to the boundary line. Pressure by McMullen. Madden or severe, and too severe, Simon. Free kick will go to the Eagles to be taken by Glenn Jakovic.
That's where they're falling down too, Robbo. If Madden misses the mark, the recovery of Jakovic, McKenna and other players around is just too good. Once it hits the dirt, there's no smaller players crumbing.
Well, there should be Essendon players.
That's quite right. They've got to be up the ground.
The runner's got to get out there and make them aware of that.
That's where McMullen and Kickett should be, but the kick actually came to Madden from Kickett.
The kick goes back towards the wing. Salmon's doing his job in the ruck and around the ground, and he marks safely on centre wing. Oh, shocker! Gives it away to Lewis, and Essendon should have been in attack. Now the Eagles are up towards half forward. Heady and Johnston. Long. Oh, that was hard. Johnston handballs it back towards the wing. Wanganeen bumped off the footy in the back, deems the umpire, and Wanganeen probably gets a fortuitous free kick on centre wing. Done pretty well, Gavin Wanganeen, coming up for possession number 11. So 9 kicks and 1 handball. This kick is not bad, up to the 50-metre line. Kick it from behind, can't mark. Ball comes to the back. Handball goes away from Lamb. Back it goes to Jakovic, in towards the centre. Oh, Terry Danaher drops a chest mark. You wouldn't see that in a month of Sundays. Back he goes for the handball to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's kicked to half forward. Madden. Ball gets through. Somerville. Back he goes. Kransberg. The ball hard to handle. Buick. Left foot kick by Buick to the goal front. Kick it at the back. A little push. Madden taps it. Kickett's a chance now. Off the right foot goes Derek Kickett. And he misses. Another behind to Essendon. That's their 7th behind. 1-7 plays 3-4.
It's amazing how when there's some fumbles in a team, it just goes through the whole side like a disease. In fact, both sides are fumbling on a day when it's perfect for footy.
Yes, you can understand that. 22 plays 13. Not too much scoring, but plenty of pressure out there. Great game of football. As it was at Windy Hill in round 8, when it was 7 points in favour of the Eagles. Johnston takes the mark. Too far out to score. Knows it. Looks for a mark. Tried Madden, couldn't take it. Buick, we have a shot himself, gets onto his right foot. It's high, might not be long enough. It is. Goal umpire underneath it and says full point.
7 Nightly News has always led the way with major advances in news-gathering technology. The first computerized newsroom, the first direct access weather satellite, the first helicopter live link, and the first to go to videotape. Now, you and your video camera become 7 News' most powerful tool. Keep your camera with you. Keep it ready. And when you shoot, remember, at any moment, you may be shooting the next breaking television news story for 7 Nightly News, Brisbane's leader in news gathering.
Daryn Buick getting Essendon's second goal, only 3 points the difference. Out of the centre again he comes, looks for Izzard, his fellow redhead. Now he's finally found him, he'll have to be quick. Lewis is right on him. He kicks to half forward. 1-on-2, McIntosh.
The mark.
He's paid the mark, obviously. He went for the punch, came down with the football. Hand pass wasn't particularly good.
Another mistake there, wasn't it, Peter?
Worsfold under the hammer.
Plain and Wallace.
Bench. Wallace in the background. Irving, second shot. Izzard gets around McKenna. Did well. Quick kick. Inside 50. Ball punched away from Kickett. Worsfold went through without the football. Hand pass comes out to Pike. Pike kicks to the centre wing position. Now the bouncing ball getting past everybody. It was past Brennan there. He's had a stint on the bench. It's finally over the boundary line on centre wing for a throw-in.
Yes, it's Steve Kemp who's come off the ground and Brennan who's on.
That's an interesting change, a tall for a smaller, more mobile player, maybe...
going to full back, possibly.
Yes, a little concerned there. Wanganeen misses. Hurd, Buick, flips it to Wanganeen's advantage. Oh, Wanganeen's kick slews off the side of his boot. Out on the full. Free kick to be taken for the Eagles by Dwayne Lamb. He runs on. He's kept Watson quiet in the second term. Kick towards full forward. Salmon can't mark. Hurd is underneath all that, and we'll get the free kick maybe against Langdon or Lewis, who are both at it. But Shane Hurd will take the free kick. He's done a terrific job on Lewis so far.
Yeah. McIntosh going to the forward line, and Brennan's picked up Somerville centre half back.
Salmon in the centre, and takes a good mark. Wilson was there, but Paul Salmon has been a very good player for Essendon. He cops a heap of bagging from his supporters, but I think he's one of the real good players in the competition. Transfers play to the opposite side. Terry Danaher, long kick. Michael Long, what can he create? Back goes Pios, Long dropped it, and it rolls away from him, over for a boundary throw in right half forward.
Salmon's playing very well around the ground, Robbo, 6 marks.
You'd have to say on that he's just about Essendon's best player. Izzard from Madden. Centering kick. No one can take the mark. Ball hits the deck. Ball finally hustled out by Lamb. Wanganeen has front running. Oh, Langdon was ready to clean him up. Considine takes the hand pass. Transberg, who kicked Essendon's first goal. Jakovic misses it, so too does Waterman. And the ball was out of bounds right next to the behind post for a throw-in.
Great play by Wanganeen. Just had his eyes on the footy the whole time. Langdon elected to go the man, which is just unnecessary, and of course missed the man and the footy. Wanganeen showed him up.
Madden and Irving. McKenna. The right back pocket, low trajectory kick. Langdon on the chest, does well. Offloads it. Matera, again low trajectory kick. Kicking today hasn't been that good. Bomber Thompson. On to Buick, they need those two to fire. On to Kransberg, who's done well since he came on. Kicks to half forward, the leader's on, kick it, oh, can't mark it, push out, free kick.
What do you think of that, Ross?
Well,
Waterman's not happy with the decision.
They're both running at pace, and it only needs a small nudge. There it is, yep. In the small
got
back.
the right hand into his back, didn't he?
So Derek Kickett to take the kick for Essendon.
And the Essendon backline, particularly Danaher and Thompson, is very steady. Those two players are holding up very well.
It will be kick number 5 for Derek Kickett. If in fact he goes for one, he does. Oh, doesn't get onto it well. McMullen nearly. Snapshot is good.
Drive into Midas anytime this month and have us check your brakes, because it's the Midas Giant Brake Sale. That means we'll reline your brakes, front or rear, for just $99. You'll get a written quote, work done by trained specialists using premium quality parts and the nationwide guarantee. You just can't take chances with your brakes, and you don't need to during a Midas Giant Brake Sale. So for brakes, exhausts or shocks, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
The Midas Giant Brake Sale, $99 reline. Hurry.
So the Bombers in front by 3 points. Ian McMullen getting their third goal and his first. Salmon playing a great game so far. Hurd hacks it from mid-air to half forward. Brennan takes a good mark in front of Somerville, and he will get the Eagles out of danger, kicking to centre wing where Carl Langdon is the target.
And Langdon takes an easy mark. Too much space there from Considine, and Langdon just behind the wing. Runs on now and kicks it long to the 50-metre line. At the back, little push by Johnston, not seen by the umpire. Johnston plays on. Kicks Essendon up towards the 50-metre line. Somerville misses it. Izzard at the back will go for goal. Alan Izzard has kicked an Essendon goal. Izzard gets his first. The Bombers get their fourth. And Essendon lead by 9 points, 4-7 to 3-4.
And a change there by Sheedy, because Buick's on the wing playing on Matera. Izzard is now up in that forward line, and Pike on that occasion went up with the ball. You see that. Izzard played the forward slick behind, but did it well and converted even better.
Bounce back in the centre. Salmon doing well in the contests around the centre. This one favours Irving, but Buick's there. He probably should have taken that. Wanganeen, tap on. Kransberg, a quick kick up to the 50-metre line. What will this ball do? Bounces nicely for McKenna, who always looks in control. That kick, not too bad, just sits nicely for Heady, who gets a few ironical cheers. Maybe unnecessary, just hasn't had the chances to get into the game so far. Heady's kick towards half forward, and a good mark to McIntosh, but a free kick against Wilson will be taken by Ed Considine.
Yes.
Little push, Ross, was it?
No, he just flew indiscriminately and got on the back and not taking the mark. It's a free kick.
Essendon transfer play. Salmon gets through Lewis. Handball away Hurd. In turn, may have been one too many. McMullen, too slow. Kick away. Long, pace. No. Danaher beaten for it by Jackson. And Essendon went for one too many. The kick goes high. Nearly sits for Pios, but at the back, Worsfold. Good talking. Worsfold marks on centre wing.
Worsfold down to half forward. McIntosh playing well for the Eagles. One of the rookies in the side. Johnston didn't go over the mark like Terry Danaher did. An incident that cost the Bombers 50 metres. Salmon, oh geez, doing well today. Buick dragged off. It didn't have it. Considine, the advantage rule played. Don't know that there was much of an advantage, Robbo.
Bad umpiring. You should have seen that
Should have come back.
Was going to go to an Eagles player, and he should have taken it back.
So boundary throw it on centre wing when Essendon had the football. 11.5 minutes left in the quarter. Ineffective. So we'll do it all again.
Just in the foreground there, Scott Waters warming up, and Wilson's the player that's going off.
After that indiscretion that you mentioned, I dare say, Ross.
I think so.
Hero one week, interchange the next.
Amazing, isn't it?
It happens.
Lewis, who's had a quiet day. Shane Hearn's done well. Considine just got a fingertip to it. Salmon knocked over by Langdon. It's out of bounds. Wilson pays for that indiscretion that Ross mentioned. Salmon too tall. Taps down to Johnston, who kicks quickly to centre wing. Oh, Watson nearly cleaned up by Brennan. Oh, Buick. He's been watching Jakovic, Adam Jakovic. Irving. Big man does well. Finds Matera in space on right centre wing. And the racehorse goes long with the kick. Low trajectory kick. Sumic marks.
It was a well-weighted kick, wasn't he? Really set that up for Sumic.
Now Sumic would be in his favourite pocket again. The right-hand side of the ground.
Yes, that well-weighted kick just going over Johnson's head.
Geez, fast over the first 5, possibly 8 or 10 metres, isn't he?
Yes, he'll get away from Greg Anderson quite easily.
And that's saying something. So Sumic, who's already kicked 2, a chance to bring the Eagles a little bit closer. They trail 3-4 to 4-7. Never in doubt.
Friday the 30th of August is Red Nose Day. Buy your Red Nose at any participating BP service station and help the National Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Council fight cot death.
Monday only, all stock 15% off at Spotlight. 15% off Manchester curtain fabrics, dress fabrics, haberdashery, craft and wool. Personal shopping only, Monday only, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 15% off all stock at Spotlight.
So the bounce back in the centre favours Essendon, but Waters takes it away. Well tackled by Wanganeen. Brilliant tackle, and Essendon will take the free kick very near the centre. Wanganeen kicks it towards centre-half forward. Drop punt goes nicely. Madden marks. Good save.
Oh, got to be a mark. You've got to be joking.
West Coast come clear. Jakovic kick towards centre-half forward. Kransberg the first back. Taps it wide. Under pressure, the ball goes close to the line. McIntosh, who's done well up on the forward line since moving there. Johnston for Essendon. Left foot kick by that player is marked by Wanganeen. A little fortunate they play on. McMullen takes the handball. Away to Kransberg. He's on the right foot, which he doesn't do too well, but he gets back onto the left. Kick towards centre-half forward. Through goes Somerville. Doesn't take it with him. Away goes Irving. Eagles have got a chance now. Turley in the centre of the ground. The pass is good. Langdon marks. Forward of the centre. Pass, not bad. Salmon just gets his hand to it. And he's caught. Still the ball there for the Eagles. Jackson will goal. No, he won't. Handball over the top. Heady will goal. Eagles in front. Fifth goal of the Eagles. 5-4 plays. 4-7. 8.5 minutes left in the turn.
They're a bit stiff there, Robbo, weren't they? And Paul Salmon got back to that very, very well. He read it beautifully, but just stumbled. Just watch this here again. Langdon's kick looking for Sumic, who led very quickly to that left foot. And here, Salmon just got up there, stumbled. Good tackle there. Good recovery by Sumic, allowing the ball to spill free. And Jackson just waited for Heady to run away and create that loose man.
Brett Heady's first goal. The Eagles back in front. 5-4 to 4-7. Back into the centre. Irving taps down. Waters scoops it wide. Buick runs at it. Commits himself well. Tackled by Waters. Sees the ball go to the boundary line. Towards it. Pios. Long late. Waters and Thompson. Matera. They can get another one here. Danaher leads out in front of Jackson. Misses the mark. Jackson, a lovely sidestep around the veteran. into the square. Anderson and Subiaco. And Anderson couldn't complete the mark. One behind is the result.
The ball got down there because Scott Waters put great pressure there in the centre of the field.
The Eagles leading by 4 points. Greg Anderson to kick it again. Great game of football. Just as good, certainly, as the one we had back at Windy Hill in round 8. These two sides putting on a great exhibition. This is Brennan. Matera.
All coming from Somerville falling over.
Short passes on. Langdon in front of Watson.
Starting to run a bit better now, the Eagles, creating spaces.
Waters coming off the ground. And
I thought he was doing a reasonable job. Yeah, I thought he was picking up specifically Wanganeen. Maybe Kemp will do that job now. We'll wait and see.
Langdon from 45. And has kicked a goal.
When I buy a van, it has to deliver. And I mean deliver. This Mitsubishi Express does it better than ever. It's got tons of power, loads of space, and all the creature comforts. But at the end of the day, I'm running a business, and I have to make money. That's why I buy Express.
Ian McMullen is on centre wing, 10 points the difference now. The Eagles starting to get, one feels, a little bit on top. McKenna tidies up well from right half-back flank, kicks to centre wing. Langdon, great mark. Great mark low down, cutting Watson right out of business at the moment. He's brought back on the mark. Gee, for a minute I thought he was whistling him back for 50.
Dwayne Lamb cutting Watson out.
He started brilliantly, didn't he, Timmy?
Yeah, my word, he did.
Thompson gives the hand pass away. Johnston, high kick to centre wing. Brennan over the top of his opponent. Bradley playing the two number 14s, and Brennan has been paid the mark.
In fact, Watson's half-back flank on Langdon, and Lamb is picking up McMullen.
McIntosh in the middle, can't take the mark. Out of bounds as the boundary umpire in front of Matera throw-in to take place 6 minutes before half-time.
Dean Kemp has gone on to Wanganeen, replacing Waters.
Right half forward for the Eagles with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. 10 points the advantage for the home side. Jackson doing the ruck work. Langdon punches it back towards centre half forward. Wanganeen can't get out. Watson, good vision, great vision. Fantastic. Salmon was there, and on the end of the hand pass, Salmon's kicked to half forward. Irving, a good mark. Too tall and in a good spot. Izard from the back had no chance of intercepting. The kick may be a little high. No, Worsfold marks. Close to the centre. Player on his own. McKenna coming up from the half-back area. Handball over the top. Waterman nearly got it back to McKenna, but McKenna had the composure, and he thumps a long one. Just fades with the breeze to the right and misses Guy McKenna, one behind.
Yes, and the Essendon half forwards just a little lazy, allowing the half-backs to run down. Waterman and McKenna shouldn't happen.
Yes, it's been a key, hasn't it, in the last 10 minutes. Anderson's kick in. Salmon's on his own. Collects the footy pretty easily, but there's no one to kick it to. Terry Danaher short. Jackson? No, Danaher marks. Johnston runs onto the vacant wing. Heady's got him, but Johnston will take the kick. Plays on. Kicks it towards half forward. Izard, that's a free kick, surely. Very, very obvious free kick against Izard to be taken at half-back. And it's Jakovic getting the ball across to Pike, and Pike will take it. Eagles lead by 11 points. Pike's kick towards the wing. Salmon too late. Irving gets it again. Well done by the big fellow. Kick to a vacant half-forward area. Ball sits. Watson has the football. Pushed away by McKenna. Play goes on. Here's McKenna's chance to kick a goal. Into an open goal goes Guy McKenna. And what's he done? He's missed. Oh, I can't believe it. It must have just looked so easy for him.
It's amazing how that happens, Robbo, isn't it?
And he's just casually kicked to behind when that could have really broken the back. You get some sort of feeling that the Eagles are getting on top in this second quarter.
2 goals the difference. 4.5 minutes left before half-time. Oh, good mark by McIntosh.
Stood his ground well then.
On to Pios. Too far out to score. Subiaco and Anderson. Lewis. Anderson spins out well. And Anderson has to come across goal. Could be dangerous. 2 Essendon players are there. They didn't read that too well. Maybe not too much talking. Heady chips it in short. They could make the Bombers pay. Wanganeen, good spoil on Kemp. Kemp's first to recover. No, he's not. Watson's there. He's had a quiet second quarter. Tries it off the ground. Not successful. Kransberg. Oh, high kick. A hospital job. There is a whistle. Eagles free kick. Will be taken by Worsfold. He's picked out Matera, and he marks. No, he doesn't. Free kick.
I tell you what, David Johnson should not have allowed Simon Madden to take that ball in the half-back line there. He should not allow the bigger fellow. Johnson's the more mobile one. They might pay for it. Might pay for it now.
Matera. Oh, he's kicked into the man on the mark nearly. Not a good kick. Lamb. Long kick. And just off target. But the Eagles right on top now. 6-7 to 4-6-8 it is. To 4-7.
Tim Watson's not too well. He might have a bit of a problem with his knee, I think.
Kicking is short. Madden. Buick. Long hand pass to half-back and Thompson. Squares it to Plain. Haven't seen much of him. He's been on the bench for a little while. And Michael Long's been quiet. Worsfold's done a good job on him. Tap on by Long. Ball still in play. Now it's out of bounds.
John Worsfold is terrific at just perhaps giving up anything of his own game just to smother the opposition, isn't he?
Well, certainly statistically, Robbo, through the year, he's had very few touches of the football, but he's done a very good job on different players.
Salmon and Djakovic go at it. Kickett, who's been fairly quiet as well. And that's off target in front of Considine and Brennan. Out of bounds. Throw in next to the behind post. Essendon's left forward pocket.
And that wind is still indicating that it's going to the left-hand end, but the Eagles have done pretty well in this second quarter. Salmon, from the ruck contest, kicks it to the goal line, and the mark is taken back there by Djakovic.
Good mark because Kickett tried to kick it from mid-air.
Djakovic, good player, only a youngster. 2 minutes left in the second term. The Eagles lead by 13 points. Essendon need a goal before half-time just to give them a little bit of settling down. But that mark taken by Irving, and he's doing pretty well, particularly in the second term. Beaten for it early by Salmon. That kick is ordinary. Back in towards the centre. Kransberg clean bowled. Langdon's able to control it. Handball's away. Chance now for Pike. Goes back further to Turley, one of his rare possessions. O'Donnell's done a wonderful job on him. Johnston, beaten for it by Heady. Very clever. Heady, round under the right foot. Thompson, beaten for it by McIntosh. And the Eagles looking far superior in the last 15 minutes. McIntosh from 50 metres.
Pike in the hands of the trainers.
Can he kick the distance, Ross?
I think he might struggle, Robbo. Very undecided.
Yes, it's short passes on. Jackson marks. There's a dust-up back at centre-half forward.
There's Kemp and Wanganeen.
Jackson has the football for the Eagles about 48 metres from goal. 6-8 plays 4-7. Players back in that little melee have been separated by their teammates. Jackson will shoot for goal. Round onto the right foot. The kick is not bad. It'll land in the square. Marking contest. It's going to get hurried through, and it was nearly a throw. But it's a hurried behind to the Eagles. So the scoreboard, West Coast 6-9, Essendon 4-7. The difference is 14 points.
Close to half-time. Watson. I'll say one of his rare possessions in the second quarter after he cut them to ribbons in the first term. Over the head of Turley. He's got backup support from Brennan. It's around Long. Tries to centre the ball. No love lost between that pair. Wanganeen and Kemp. O'Donnell. That was also nearly a throw. Izard taps it further forward. Brennan couldn't handle it. Considine will look for the hand pass. Can the Bombers get one before half-time? Thompson. Long kick up towards full forward. Salmon almost. Plain. You'll have to be quick. Not quick enough. There's the siren. And so at half-time, the Eagles leading in a top game of football. Essendon certainly had their chances, particularly in the first quarter. It's 14 points the difference, 6-9 to 4-7, the West Coast in front.
An eyewitness to murder.
Boy knows something. The witness can't speak.
But the killer has him targeted for death. In the heat of the night, 9:30 Tuesday on 7.
When it's right, well, you know it. Look, we've all got egos.
this week at Just Jeans exclusive. Pure cotton polos, less than $30. The classic shirt, under $40. And of course jeans, the choice is yours. All these for under $60. All this week at Just Jeans.
Just Jeans. Who's got sound to go, like this Sony stereo radio cassette with programmable CD? Amazing sound for a portable. Or this 5-disc CD player to add to your hi-fi. Try free for 3 months if totally satisfied by today's prices, or bring it back. Who? The answer is Brushes.
Well, here are the results of your tests, Mr. McFarlane. I'm afraid you're in for a bit of a shock. Let's look at the left-hand side first. As you can see, both front and back are fine, but on the right-hand side, we have a problem.
Before we operate on your car's suspension, we put you in the picture. Pedder's full 28-point shocker and suspension check.
Well, Mr. McFarlane?
She's in your hands, Mr. Pedder.
Australian Football Video presents Vintage Football from the 7 Sport Classics Collection. 7's Magic Moments and the Sensational 70s. Football action to get your blood boiling. In 7's Magic Moments, thrill to 30 minutes of unrivaled football history. From the brilliance of Baldock to the antics of Jacko. And the Sensational 70s. Highlights from one of Aussie rule's finest decades. Magic Moments and Sensational 70s. 2 magnificent 7 Sport Classics from Australian Football Video.
There's only one ute that gives you the choice of a V6 or a V8 under the bonnet. The comfort of a passenger vehicle and the biggest load capacity in its class.
G'day, mate. G'day, Ken. Thanks, mate. Thanks, buddy.
The Holden ute is back. Every man and his dog will love it.
Who'll give you this Panasonic double free for 3 months? Look, the camcorder has a colour viewfinder and 8x zoom. The hi-fi stereo VCR's great for camcorder editing. Try them free for 3 months, then buy at today's prices or bring them back. Who? The answer is Brushes.
On 7 Nightly News tonight, reform turns to revolution as Soviet communism collapses and Boris Yeltsin takes control. Australian cyclist Kerry Hall speaks for the first time about the shame of a drug scandal. And the new recycling initiative that will make a trip to the dump worthwhile. These stories and more tonight, 7 Nightly News.
And welcome back to Subiaco at half-time. 14 points the difference in favour of West Coast, kicking 3-6 to 3-1 in that quarter. After the Eagles led by 9 points at the first change, Peter Sumich has 3, and Essendon's goals all singles to Buick, Izard, Kransberg and McMullen. Well, one of Essendon's best players, you'd have to say at the moment, is Shane Hurd, because he has restricted Chris Lewis to only 5 possessions for the game so far. And a number of players have different ways and means of trying to keep fit and hone their skills. And Shane Hurd goes for speedball, as Stuart Healy reports.
Speedball is something we usually associate with Mr. T or Jeff Fennick. But for Shane Hurd, it's the secret to his remarkable comeback after an absence of 3 years.
Well, Jared, speedball's probably been the biggest part of my fitness preparation for a long time.
So convinced is Shane of the speedball's qualities that he, along with ex-teammate Peter Hickmont, have established a thriving cottage industry manufacturing them.
We started off, we made a video initially, so this was just a natural progression into making the ball itself.
So what's involved in their manufacture?
Well, first of all, we go out and we buy our leather. We try and buy as good a quality leather as possible. Then it gets to the stage where we cut out our panels. We've got all our knives set up. We've got our leather press. We cut our panels out. We sew them together. Then when they're sewn together, that's how they look. They're inside out. So we turn them out the right way. We insert bladders, lace them up, put air in them, and they're ready to go.
And all that happens in the factory here at the back of Shane Hurd's residence in Essendon.
That's right, yes.
Speedball has already had a successful trial in the AFL when legendary coach Ron Barassi gambled on the revolutionary speedball training methods of athletics guru Jim Bradley.
I was asked in front of the full committee, Al Nealett, David Robb, the lot, and Ron Barassi, he was the interviewer. And he told me what he expected, I'd like them to carry on the same method of training as last year, for obvious reasons. They were in the final. And they'd be doing weights and everything. I told them, well, I'm not interested in it. I'll do speedball training. So Barash had said, well, you mean to tell me you want me to accept your method of training, and I don't know something about it, and you want to accept part of mine? I says, that's dead right.
Stall champion Paul Young believes that since joining Jim Bradley's speedball program, his strength and speed have both improved.
I certainly, in 1985, I was training on the longer stuff. Then I met Jim, and since I got on the speedball, well, I culminated this year in running second in the Stall gift final and an improvement of something like 4 yards in that time.
With the West Coast Eagles' pace and strength dominating the football scene, perhaps Shane Hurd has found the answer. And with muscles like these, who's going to argue?
Well, it looks easy, doesn't it? I can assure you it's not. Gerard Healy reporting on Shane Hurd's speedball industry. One for the gym. Well, our final series in the AFL clubs this year is the Sydney Swans. It rounds them all out, and we've shown you each one from the top of the ladder right down to the bottom. As I said, Sydney, the final one in the series. Sandy Roberts reports.
South Melbourne's first grand final success was in 1909, when its players ignored the physical clashes to beat Carlton by 2 points. In 1918, South had an outstanding season, losing only one game en route to a second premiership. The following year, the Bloods failed to win back-to-back flags when beaten by Richmond in the first semi-final. The club had to wait until 1933 for its next and, thus far, last triumph in a grand final. The players strung together 9 straight wins to finish second on the ladder after the home and away season. The Bloods then won both the second semi and the grand final against Richmond for their third flag. Little did the players know it was to be the start of one of football's longest premiership droughts. South should probably have won the premiership the next year, after full forward Bob Pratt inspired his team to great heights with 150 goals from just 21 matches, still a league record. Pratt's best performance was an 8-goal burst in just 12 minutes against Essendon. But Richmond proved too good in the grand final. South was hot favourite again in the 1935 grand final against Collingwood, but unbelievably, Pratt, who'd booted his third successive century of goals, was hit by a truck on grand final eve and didn't take his place in the team. The crowd of 54,000 was stunned when they discovered the Swans' famous number 10 wasn't in his customary full forward position. The Pies were too good for South, winning their 10th flag. There was more controversy in the 1945 grand final between South and Carlton at Princes Park, a match which is still referred to as the Bloodbath. To give you an idea of just how tough these players were, Carlton's Bob Chitty played despite chopping off a finger at work during the week. All hell broke loose in the second quarter. Chitty flattened South's Clegg and Williams, and when the Blues' Ken Hands was KO'd, the 63,000 fans bayed for blood and got it. After Carlton had won the match, the umpires spent 2 hours writing out their report sheets. 8 of the 10 reported players were rubbed out for a total of 75 weeks. South had few successful seasons after World War II, and even though the club produced champions like Bobby Skilton, who won 3 Brownlow medals, success on the field was rare. The summer of 1981 was dominated by the acrimonious debate as to whether South should be relocated to Sydney, after it claimed there was no future for the club in Melbourne. The move was made, and the club became the first privately owned football club when flamboyant Sydney medico Jeffrey Edelston paid $4 million for the licence. The Sydney Swans, under coach Tom Hafey, reached the finals in 1986 and 87, their first finals appearance for a decade, but didn't win a September match in either year. Hafey was replaced 3 years ago by Cole Kinnear, who last week decided to resign. When a replacement is found, he will be the club's 6th coach since the Swans' relocation.
Guess what, everyone? The lounges have moved. Whoever bought the store at Oxley did us a huge favour, because now we've got bigger premises, hundreds of lounges on 2 floors at 33 Longland Street, Fortitude Valley. This weekend, leather look, 3-seater plus 2 chairs, $3.98. This week, $4.98. I'm sitting on real leather. 3 pieces, $9.98. Pay just $1 deposit and up to 2 years to pay. The Lounges, 33 Longland Street, Fortitude Valley. Lowest prices are your suite free. Beat that, eh, Mart?
Well, here are the results of your tests, Miss McFarlane. I'm afraid you're in for a bit of a shock. Let's look at the left-hand side first. As you can see, both front and back are fine, but on the right-hand side, we have a problem.
Before we operate on your car's suspension, we put you in the picture. Pedder's full 28-point shocker and suspension check.
Well, Mr. McFarlane?
She's in your hands, Mr. Pedder.
For a short time only, the limited edition Honda Prelude Seater comes with a genuine rear spoiler, CD player, mats and factory air conditioning at no extra cost. That's $5,226 worth of extras at no extra. The Honda Prelude Seater from $37,890. Hunt one down at your nearest Honda dealer